Hello everyone, Felipe here again, me here with Dania. We're going to continue with the defense and escapes and counters from bottom side control. This time we're in the gi. Start already everyone. Nice to see you. Moving the head, sideways, up and down. Circling the head everyone. Both sides. On. The other arm. And hips. Okay, everyone, lay down, please. And bridge, sometimes inside. And hip escape, sometimes inside, everyone. Turning the body to the right, stepping with the left foot, elevating the hip. Coming back, turning the body to the left, stepping with the right foot without using the hand, elevating the hip. Sometimes inside everyone, side, up with the hip. Same thing to the other side without using the hands, turning the hip. The Turkish get-up motion, so I want to push my opponent to the left, left elbow, left knee, drop on the floor, pushing my opponent to the direction of my knee, elevating the hip. I return to the same position. Now I want to turn my opponent to my right, so I'm going to drop my right elbow, right knee, bringing myself up, pushing my opponent to the other side. One side, and the other side. 10 times each side, everyone. We're going to add another exercise, everyone, that's going to be very helpful to the position that we did last class and to another one as well. What I want to do, everyone, is moving my hip without using arms or feet. I just want to pendle my leg from one side to the other side. Okay, people? So I just want to swing my legs around. You guys are probably going to see that you're going to start moving forward. I know that probably you don't have so much space, so you guys can go back with the hip escape, and here, same thing, swing the leg to one side, to the other side, okay? Just moving your hip forward, all right? Can do that also 10 times each side, okay, people? And as usual, rolling over the shoulder, landing on the knee, and rolling forward, or landing on the hip, and rolling forward, 5 times each side of the one, back and forth, whichever you want to choose. Let's move forward, people. Let's go. Okay, everyone, so repeating the exercise that we've been doing, basically hip escaping from here, which is going to be one of the most common escapes from side control. Then is here smashing me with the crossface. I want to first get some space by here bringing my hand under the chin, push the head away, block the hip. Then is on my left, so I hip escape to the right, place my shin so I can get my guard back. For the sake of the exercise, I'm going to let Dania pass my guard again. She pushes the leg. She's now back into with the crossface. We're just going to keep moving like this. Push the head, push the hip escape, shin in front of the hip, straighten my body, and we're just going to be playing like this. We're going to be doing this for 1.5 minutes on one side, 1.5 minutes here on the other side. Okay, she passes, push the head, hip escape. Okay, and then we switch. Arms on the bottom, goes to the top, and you do the same 1.5 minutes on one side, 1.5 minutes on the other side. You go. Oh. Okay, that's the guard. Just keep going like this. Okay, let's move forward to the next one, people. And the other one, working with the underhook, people. So I'm gonna start on Dania's side with the crossface. Same thing, she's gonna push my head away. She's going to bring her hand here next to the foot, here between my legs, next to the foot that's close to the hip. She's gonna turn the hip and use her foot to trap my foot to stop me from moving. On the same side, she gets in on the hook, brings herself up, and now we're in the dog fight. She blocks my leg, she circles my hip, bringing me down, and I'm going to do the same to her. Alright, I push the head, I push the foot, trap her foot, getting the underhook, and bringing myself up in the dog fight. Block her leg, circle the hip, and now I'm going to be on her side, and we're just going to be switching positions like this. Like I said, we've seen this position before. I explained in the first class in which we'll work with defense from side control. Check that out if you need more details. Just switching positions between you. 2 minutes on one side, then you guys switch and do 2 minutes on the other side, and then we can move forward to the other positions. Let's go, people. Okay, everyone, so we're gonna work with a few variations from the side control. And one situation that happens a lot is immediately after my opponent got to pass my guard, sometimes people keep holding the leg, okay? And we're gonna take advantage of this. So just to illustrate what I'm saying, just one pass that we've seen actually before during those online classes that we've been doing. Situation that Dani was controlling my both legs, okay? And she controlled my shoulder, she backstepped, and now she's on my side, and this is the scenario that we have, okay? So Dani is still controlling my leg right here, and this is not really good for her, and for 2 reasons basically, because you guys can see that I still have a lot of space here to bring my head up, so I could just snatch her arm with the same position that we did 2 classes ago, or I can take advantage of this arm in to get a triangle from here, inverted triangle. So what I'm going to do, since Dania's arm is already here, I'm going to start elevating my hip and pushing her head with my forearm, and at the moment that I bring her head close to the shoulder, I'm gonna throw my leg over and I'm gonna close the triangle, okay? Normally from here, then it's not gonna tap at this point, okay? I'm gonna have a hard time getting the choke because this is not gonna be tight. This is actually gonna be more annoying than actually choking her, okay? But we can adjust this position to make it better. So if I wanna make her tap from here, from this scenario, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for this sleeve right here. Okay, I'm gonna get the control of the sleeve. If we're talking no gi, we're gonna go to the elbow. Okay, both work. Since we're talking about we're working with the gi, I'm gonna control her sleeve. Now I'm gonna keep the control, and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna keep my heel close to the shoulder so Dani cannot bring herself up. So I'm gonna be pushing the head down, and I'm gonna start driving my knee to the floor. Okay, as I do this, now I'm gonna close, I squeeze, and I get a really tight choke. Okay? Sorry, Dani. So one more time. Okay, so Dani passed my guard, and she hasn't let go of the leg right now. Okay, so first thing that I wanna do is put her in the triangle, then I can adjust and start working in other ways. All right, so here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to elevate the hip so I can move her head. At the same time that I elevate my hip by stepping on the floor, I'm gonna push her head away, bring my leg over, and just close it right here in the way that I can so Dania cannot escape, okay? So now I'm going to pull her sleeve or her elbow. I'm just going to illustrate with the elbow so we can also work in the no-gi. Now, I step on the floor again, I keep my heel pushing down so Dania cannot posture, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna start turning, using my leg to push her head down. Now that I get to this point, I'm gonna close a tight triangle, squeeze my knees, and I get the choke. Okay? Some other variations that we can use, just mentioning real quick, because what happens a lot of the time is Dani's here, okay? I elevate the hip, push the head, put her in a triangle, and Dani starts hiding this arm, okay? She knows that I'm going to look for it, but you can see, guys, that I can no longer reach. I can try to choke her here, but a lot of the times Dani is gonna have too much space. But since I have her head and arm trapped, I can start working on this arm on the other side. So from here, I can get an inverted armbar by crushing her elbow towards my chest, pushing with the shoulder and get here. Or I can just switch to a Kimura by pushing her wrist towards her hip, controlling my own wrist, and going for the Kimura here on the other side. Okay, so guys, we're gonna have those options to work. If you get the bottom triangle, the inverted triangle, it is a very effective position to get. So just showing one more time the options. Dani is holding my leg still. First thing is me putting her back, putting her in the triangle. So elevating the hip, pushing the head, leg over the back of the neck, close the triangle. First one, if her arm is laying around, either pulling the hip or pulling the elbow. I push her head down with my leg, close the triangle, squeeze, and then I have the submission. If Dani hides her arm, I'm gonna still keep the triangle closed so Dani doesn't go anywhere, and I can work either with the inverted armbar, so I trap her wrist, arm over the elbow, I crush the elbow towards my chest, elevating the shoulder, and now I have the armbar, or pushing the wrist towards the hip, controlling my own wrist, and turning to the Kimura. Okay? So just a few options that you guys are gonna have. If your opponent makes this mistake of keeping the leg trapped, you guys can switch and get some solutions. All right, let's move forward towards the training, everyone. Okay, everyone, in here, we're just gonna keep working the way that we've been doing, all right? Situation where Dani is on top, trying to keep her position and trying to get a submission. This time, as we've been doing since we started with the defense, try to keep the side control and work from here. Okay, try not to transition to other positions. Let's try to give this more attention to this one. And on the other hand, I'm gonna be trying to escape, to defend myself, to get space so I can put my guard back, or so I can end up on top. In here, basically, people is one of you attacking on top, keeping the position, getting the submission, and the other one defending, try to get the guard or end up on top. If any of these situations happen, just come back to the beginning. We're going to do this 3 minutes of my opponent on top, and then you guys switch. Then you guys can add some rolls to it, right? As much as you want, or as much as you can. Be careful, everyone. Take care. Want to see you guys healthy as soon as we can reopen. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.